Hey everyone, it's Dragon Rider, Queen of Cards, and yesterday we got the announcement of the Year of the Pegasus. And also, while we're looking at this, really quick, behind me is Year of the Hydra, then Year of the Wolf, then Year of Pegasus. Is 2025 Year of the Raptor, and then 2026 Year of the Alligator? Something I noticed. Anyways, let's jump into today's news, which is the next expansion for Hearthstone and the next big patch. And the next expansion is Whizbang's Workshop. So let's talk about this blog post with this expansion announcement. This is pretty exciting. We have the first set of the new Hearthstone year. And it's definitely looking so far to be a very kind of colorful, bright, goofy sort of expansion, which is lining up with the 10-year anniversary of Hearthstone, so I think that's very fitting. Of course, every expansion has a new game board, so you see that here, and every expansion brings in a new keyword. So the keyword for this new expansion is Miniaturize. Because it's the workshop. There's lots of toys and other things going on. I think this is a really fun keyword. So some of the cards will have Miniaturize, and basically you get a copy. So when you play a card with Miniaturize, you will get a 1-mana 1/1 copy added to your hand, and you can play that copy whenever you want. It's not just going to be in your hand for the turn. It's a permanent card that will stay in your hand until you play it. The new card, the 1/1 copy, will just say mini on it. It won't say Miniaturize, so you won't get that 1/1 repetitively over and over. It's just the one time when you first play the initial minion. But some of these, I think, are going to be pretty powerful. This first one here that's shown in the blog post is a Druid minion. It's Chia Drake. It's a 4-mana 2/4 dragon with Miniaturize. Choose one, gain spell damage +1, or draw a spell. And then the 1-mana 1/1 that comes with it is also a dragon, mini. Choose one, gain spell damage +1, or draw a spell. So you could potentially get some extra spell damage or multiple spells. You can do one or the other. If you're playing some sort of choose one effects, maybe you get to have both. There's just lots of cool things that you can do with this. So it's a pretty interesting mechanic. I can't wait to see more of these. But that is our first one that is mentioned in the blog post. And then it does mention throwback cards and iconic characters. Of course, this is, as I mentioned, the 10-year anniversary of Hearthstone 2, so they want to bring up a lot of past cards and characters. So they have a few here that are kind of, again, throwbacks and characters. So the first one they show is a Shaman spell, Incredible Value. It's a 3-mana shadow spell. Discover a 4-cost minion. Set its attack and health to 7. It's a 4-mana 7/7. That was a meme for a long, long time. It's funny to see that back. Then you have Wind Up Musician. It's a 6-mana 5/5 with tradable. Battlecry, deal 1 damage to all enemy minions, and you trade it to upgrade. So the trading to upgrade is kind of interesting because you have to trade it into your deck, and then the next time you get it, it would deal more damage to enemy minions. This doesn't go face, so it's only going to deal damage to minions, but I feel like decks that are going to be more controlling will probably want to use this. They like the tradable to get their other cards, build this up at the same time. Maybe cards that want to draw and then put this back in and draw more. Sure. But it's a neutral. So, sure. And then, of course, the iconic character of Dr. Boom. We have Inventor Boom. This is a warrior legendary, 8-mana 7/7. Battlecry, resurrect 2 friendly mechs that cost 5 or more. They immediately attack random enemies. Enemies, not just enemy minions. So these could attack the opponent's face, which is amazing. And okay, 5 or more, so you do have to play mechs that cost 5 or more, have them die, and then you get to resurrect them. I'm sure there will be at some point, even if it's not in the first expansion, they'll probably add mechs or some additional things in other expansions too. So I'm sure we'll see this at some point. Seems pretty cool though. But now we get to probably my favorite thing, and I'm sure a lot of people will agree with this. They have created this first time unique thing here called Zilliax Deluxe 3000. That's right. You get to build your own card. Okay, so what does this mean? So it says that Zilliax, the Zilliax Deluxe 3000 is fully customizable. While building your deck, you choose 2 Zilliax modules to combine the cost, stats, and the effects into your perfect Zilliax. And then you get to finish it off with your choice of the finish, which is the artwork. You actually get to pick one of the 8 artwork pieces that you will see, which is really, really cool. The way that this is going to work is when you are in the deck building screen, it will work just like how ETC Band Manager works, where you can click on the Zilliax card. It will essentially open up that secondary kind of screen in the deck builder where you will have the 2 card slot inserts and you'll get to pick 2 of those pieces. We have the recursive module. It's a 1 mana 1/1 Death Rattle. Shuffle this into your deck. Haywire module, 2 mana 4/4. At the end of your turn, deal 3 damage to your hero. The Pylon module, 3 mana 2/2. Your other minions have +1/+1. Virus module, the 3 mana 1/3. Stealth, elusive, poisonous, and reborn. There's a lot going on with that one. The Twin module, 4 mana 3/3. Battlecry, summon a copy of this. Ticking module, 4 mana 1/3. Costs 1 less for each minion in play. Just minion in play. So this should count both your minions and your opponent's minions. The Perfect module, 5 mana 3/2 with Divine Shield, Taunt, Lifesteal, and Rush. It's perfect because that's what the classic Zilliax, those are the stats and the effects that it has. So love it. And then the final module is the Power module. It is 2 mana 1/3. At the start of your turn, double this minion's attack. So this would have to live until the start of your next turn, and then the attack would be doubled. Now, again, you get to choose 2 of those, and the cost and stats and effects all combine together when you draw that Zilliax Deluxe 3000 from your deck. So if you pick, let's say, both of the 1/3s, you'll pay 5 for it. You'll get 2 attack and 6 health that has stealth, elusive, poisonous, reborn, and at the start of your turn, double this minion's attack. So depending on maybe what kind of deck you're putting this in, you may want to go different routes. If you're doing a more aggressive whiteboard thing, you can pick other minions have +1/+1, and maybe you want to give it that stealth and elusive so that it kind of keeps that board buffed on your side. Maybe you want to go for rushing things and try to pick something a little cheaper to pair with the Perfect module, because that Perfect module is 5 already. So maybe you pair the Death Rattle, shuffle it into your deck for only 1, and you're only paying 6 for it. It's just really, really cool. There's a lot of different ways and different combinations that people can do with this. And then getting to pick which of the art pieces goes onto the card itself is super cool. There's so many cool little combos that you can do. And I love this kind of customizing. It's really interesting customizing it before you actually jump into any games rather than maybe customizing it in-game. but that might be a little too powerful if you did that. But those also would be discover effects generally if it were during the game. So the fact that you do get to pick and choose which pieces you want before the game and put that in your deck is really cool. So I know this one's going to be super, super popular and very high discussion. Let me know what you think of this one in the comments. And as always, they are, of course, doing login rewards. So the login reward for this one is going to be the neutral legendary Colifero the Artist. This is an 8-mana 6/5 elemental. Battlecry, draw a minion. Transform all other friendly minions into copies of it. This is going to transform any minions in play into whatever you draw. It's kind of expensive, but I guess depending on how you've built the deck and maybe what you're drawing, this could be kind of cool. Maybe you're actually playing this in combination with that cool Zilliax Deluxe 3000 that we just talked about, and you can draw and make a bunch of copies of that. But it is a bit expensive, and transforming, you might want to be careful of that. So this one is so interesting. Definitely, I'm sure will come around at some point, but I can't wait to see what people come up with for this one, if anything. And then they are doing a special early access card if you get one of the pre-purchase bundles. The pre-purchase bundles are pretty similar to what they have done all in the past. There's the mega bundle that's going to have 80 packs, some gold card packs, other special bonuses like the signatures, golden legendaries, portrait, card back, and then this special early access card. The Corridor Sleeper, also referencing Corridor Creeper, that was in the game before. This is a 1-mana 3/5 beast, starts dormant, and after 7 minions die, it awakens. Also, again, these wordings are amazing. This is just 7 minions, not 7 friendly, not specifically enemies, so any minions that die, which does help this awaken faster. I don't believe it's going to have any rush or anything like that, like the original Corridor Creeper did, but this sleeper, a decent body for 1 mana, so I'm sure there will be something with this. And of course, I mentioned the Mega Bundle already. There is going to be also the just kind of regular bundle that has 60 packs, the card back, a couple of legendaries, and that early access sleeper card. So those will be available now. And I do want to point out as well, the card back that is in these pre-order bundles is not the same card back that you see on like the artwork here for this key art piece, which is interesting. And I wonder if we're going to see this card back that's in the artwork. That's like it's all over. It's like all over this artwork. Are we going to see that maybe in the reward track? Are we going to see it as some other like earnable thing? I don't know, but it's not the same card back that's in the bundles. So I'm curious. I love it. I want the one in this artwork. It looks great. All right, and now let's get to the other cards that were revealed in the announcement video that weren't listed specifically in the blog post that I haven't talked about already. We do have a few here. We have a warrior card that wasn't mentioned, which is Fireworker. It's a 5-mana 5/5 mech. Death Rattle. Summon 2/1/1 boom bots. Warning, bots may explode. Okay, definitely a throwback, and this is a 5-mana mech that I was mentioning that could be used with that boom, the new boom legendary. So sweet. I like it. It's a death rattle, though, not a battle cry like the previous Dr. Boom. But makes sense. All right. The next up, we have a Paladin card here. A Paladin legendary. Toy Captain Tarim. Tarim was a card that we did see previously, so this is another of those like returning characters. This is a 5-mana 3/7 with Miniaturize, the new keyword, And Taunt, Battle Cry, set a minion's attack and health to this minion's. Okay, again, just minion, not friendly, not enemy specific, so you can use that however you want. And if this gets buffed in your hand, then obviously those stats are going to change. If this has the effect then of the mini part, so the mini one is the 1/1 copy for 1. It also has Taunt, and it also has the Battle Cry, set a minion's attack and health to this minion's. Really kind of interesting how you can use both of these. Obviously, the first part, the Miniaturize one, has higher stats, so you might want to use that to buff one of your minions. And then the 1/1 copy, the mini itself here, you could potentially use on an enemy's minion to set their minion to a 1/1. So really kind of cool interactions that you can do with these. And then another Paladin Miniaturize, we have Tigress Plushy. Oh my gosh. I love all these like plushies. You see in the artwork, the like King Crush plushie. Now we have a Tigress plushie. I love them. So another Paladin card here, 3 mana, 3/2 Beast with that Miniaturize. And it has Rush, Lifesteal, and Divine Shield. Alright. So cool. That's pretty decent. If there is, again, some sort of like hand buff stuff, that could be pretty cool. You could also play this and play some other spell or something on it that buffs it and then use it to rush into something. And then, of course, the same concept with all of these Miniaturize. You have the mini card, which is just so adorable. This already, I feel like, wins the cute card of the set, but we'll see if anything else beats it. But the mini one is just a 1/1 that has the Rush, Lifesteal, and Divine Shield. This could be really great to use to rush into something and clear up another Divine Shield, or maybe you use this in combination with that Tarim 1/1 so that you can set one of your opponent's minions to 1/1, then play the Tigress plushie mini and rush that in and clear it off. I don't know, just lots of cool combinations. So both of these also are beasts, so I don't really think there's anything yet, at least for Paladin and beasts, but we'll see. Then we have a neutral nesting golem. Love this. It's a 4 mana, 4/3 undead with Death Rattle. Summon this with -1/-1. So yeah, it's like a Russian nesting doll. Very similar also to the zombie that we see. I'm hoping the artwork changes like that one too, where each time the zombie like loses a limb, loses an arm, loses the second arm, and then it's dead. I hope that the artwork changes on this, but maybe it just is the same artwork. But okay, resummoning it with -1/-1. It's got the undead, so being neutral, there are definitely some different classes that can take advantage of undead stuff. Death Rattles, I think Priest comes to mind, Death Knight comes to mind, and with the core set changes, we also did see some things like the Spellstones coming back, which specifically for Priest resummons some things, so maybe this is used in there. And then we have some Death Knight cards. Speaking of Death Knight, so we have Amateur Puppeteer. This is a 5 mana, 1 blood, 1 unholy rune required, 2 attacks, 6 health, undead. It has Miniaturize, it has Taunt, and then a Death Rattle, give undead in your hand +2/+2. The cool thing about this is that the Miniaturize, as soon as you play that, it's going to put that 1/1 mini into your hand. So if you keep that in your hand and then this dies, then you're going to buff your mini to a 3/3. So you'll have a 1 mana 3/3 with Taunt and then that same Death Rattle, which is fantastic. And I love the artwork on the mini, how it's just the puppet as well. It's great. The Miniaturize has both the Puppeteer and the puppet, and then the mini version has just the puppet. I love the combos and the like way that they did these cards with the artwork too. Fantastic. The next Death Knight card that is getting worked in is a Spellstone card. We have the Lesser Spinal Spellstone. It is 1 mana, 1 blood rune. Give undead in your hand +1/+1. and you gain 5 corpses to upgrade it, and that upgrades it to the Spinal Spellstone that will give undead in your hand +2/+2. If you gain 5 more corpses, again, that upgrades it to the 3rd version, which is the Greater Spinal Spellstone, which will give undead in your hand +3/+3. That is how all the Spellstones work. They each have 3. They have the lesser, the regular, and then the greater version of the Spellstones that all get upgraded depending on what you do for each of the classes. So they are bringing Spellstones back into the core set and adding a Spellstone here for Death Knights. I love it. Interesting to see these kind of hand buffs and stuff going on with these Death Knight reveals. All right, I know this is probably slightly long, but let's just quickly talk about the patch that is coming out. This is patch 28.6. And with the patch today that is coming out, you'll be able to pre-order the Whizbang's Workshop expansion. You'll be able to get that Corridor Sleeper card if you do pre-order. When you log in after the patch, you'll be able to get that legendary for the new expansion, that Colifero the Artist. And starting today, they also do have some gifts, some new kind of temporary cards that will have access to. I'm not sure how long they're going to be available. They're kind of in their own like event category. So they're not really put in with a certain expansion. I believe right now they are kind of sitting together with the core set. So we might have them for a full year, and then maybe they'll leave at the same time as core set changes next year. They might change that at any point. We did see this mentioned yesterday, and then yesterday on the Play Hearthstone's socials, they did kind of announce these cards. So Harth Stonebrew is a legendary neutral card, 6 mana, 5/5. Battlecry, replace your hand with an iconic one from Hearthstone's past, once per game. Alright, and it says that you play him and he replaces your hand with one of 13 random 8-card iconic Hearthstone hands. So there is one for each class, and Death Knight actually has one for each rune. So Death Knight, I guess, kind of has 3 instead of just 1. So that's why there's 13. We don't know what the iconic hand of 8 cards is for each class yet. I'm sure once people play these, we'll start seeing a bunch of posts. And then also each class gets a gift card named after kind of the main hero for each class. So Jaina's gift for Mage, like Rexar's gift for Hunter, Arthas's gift for Death Knight, Uther's gift for Paladin, Thrall's gift, Garrosh's gift, Illidan's gift, Valera's gift. You have Malfurion's gift, Gul'dan's gift, and Anduin's gift. Gift does not even sound like a real word anymore. But each of these, again, is a 1-cost spell. They each have a discover effect to discover between 3 cards from the past, or maybe present. Some classes, I feel like, can utilize this a little bit better. If you want to put those in your deck, they will be available. Again, these cards are free. When you log in, you'll get the gift cards, you'll get Hearth Stonebrew, and you'll get the new legendary for the expansion itself, that Colifero. February 27th to March 19th, they are doing an in-game event for the 10-year anniversary. Okay. And you can get golden versions of those gift cards that I just mentioned, and at the very top end of the event at 5,000 points for during that event, you can get a special coin card. So if you're interested in doing that, I did already bring up in the Year of the Pegasus video about the new Twist season as well. It's going to be changing every single day, so you can check out all of the different expansions and things that have been added in, which is pretty cool. And then, I'm not going into detail about these. I typically don't dive into Battlegrounds information, but there also is a huge update for Battlegrounds because this is the 28.6 patch, and this is usually the patch, the 0.6 patch, is when we get the mid-season Battlegrounds changes. So the big thing for Battlegrounds is that there are new and returning quests, and they're going to be in combination with some of those spells, the tavern spells. So we'll have some spells and quests all at the same time. Some are, again, returning, some are new. There's new and returning rewards. Some of those even work with those tavern spells that are new. So those are obviously new quests and new rewards. So that's pretty cool. And they always add in with these big patches, new minions, just all sorts of new stuff, new changes. So if you do want to check all of the Battlegrounds changes out, definitely recommend checking out some of the awesome Battlegrounds YouTube creators, or check out streams. There are a ton of really great Battlegrounds creators, and I'll have the blog post linked below as well, so you can check out all of the new spells, the new quests, all of that stuff for Battlegrounds. And wow, that is a ton of things happening between everything that was announced yesterday and this new expansion stuff, all of these patch things that are happening. There's so many things happening. But what is your favorite part of all of these announcements? Let me know down below. And oh my gosh, if you didn't check out my videos on the Year of the Pegasus or the core set changes, go ahead and check those videos out here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.